Come on in, people. Hello, I'm Sarah with DIY with Crafty Sarah, and this is my page. Welcome in. So glad to see you all. If you can sprinkle me out there, give me some hearts, help me out, I'd appreciate it. Let's see where we are here. Here we go. So I hope you're having a good day. We'll see who's coming on. See if we can get a few. This situation might take some time. I'm not sure, but I feel like it will. I feel like it will. So I'm going to start with, this is our snowman. It's a snowman kit. And I believe that they have sold out, but I know that there's people that have them. So I'm just going to go ahead and do mine tonight. I don't know if they're going to get them back in or not. I suppose it depends how good they sold. You pop on, say hello. So this is, it's called a seasonal porch leaner. And the thing is one side of it can be pumpkins and one side of it can be a snowman. And I was thinking that I was going to do the snowman tonight. I don't even have a clue how this goes together. I'm going to assume it's like that and that. And then this little head goes on the top. Oosh, my nose is itchy. So it'll be like that. The three pieces. Like that. So I need to paint these white on this side. I like this. Oh man, I like this a lot better than the, you know what I also have? I have the Nutcracker from last year, you guys, that I never did. I need to do that. So I'm just going to start by painting this white. I think it's probably going to be easier to paint it first and then hook it together, is what I'm thinking. So we're just going to start. And I'm using chalk paint. And it's probably going to take, because it's MDF, so it's probably going to take a couple of coats. Anybody on yet? Oh, there's Pam and there's Chris. Hi, Carly. So I said, I think this is sold out, but there'll be, a lot of you have them. So we're just going to go ahead and do this. I have a show next weekend. Actually, I have a show every weekend this month, except this first weekend. So I thought, well, this would be cute to take. There is no transfer for it, so you have to just decide what you want to do for your, there is an extra kit that has the face of a snowman and the carrot and a scarf and that kind of stuff. So just get a coat on. Yuck, there's a goober. And then dry it and then get another coat on. There's a kid outside. There is a kid in our neighborhood that drives around on a lawnmower like it's a car. It's the craziest thing. Like, he flips wheelies on it and the whole thing. It's the craziest thing, you guys. So I jumped on board and bought one of these things. It's one of the Ranger heat guns. We'll see if it works worth a hoot. It's not loud is what I like about it. That's what sold me on it. But I feel like you could burn. Like I feel like it's a heat gun. Like it's an embossing gun, like that type of heat. Kind of feels good though. The heat does. So what'd you guys do today? Anything? I went and volunteered at the treasure trove this afternoon, and we got out all the Halloween costumes. Oh my Lord, you guys. Do we have the Halloween costumes? Cute things. It is so quiet. That's why I went for it. You didn't get notification? I should show you guys the new files that we got today for our Christmas. I'm in a club, and we get, we pay a monthly fee, of course, and we get new files every month. And so this is the new files for this month. Look at that, cute. It's mooses. That's so cute. So there's 3 different ornaments, a stander that says Merry and Bright, and then the moose standing by a tree. So I've already started cutting these out. And so here's some better pictures. That's the Merry and Bright. I just cut that out. And this is the moose that stands by the tree. Aren't they adorable? Oh my gosh. And then here's the 3 mooses. And one is a gift card holder. This bottom one is. The other 2 wouldn't be, but that one's a gift card holder. So I am excited to get these things cut out and get to painting on those. I think they're adorable. So I'm just going to put some more chalk paint on here. And this is all I have, I think, in white, so I better be careful. Because I'm probably going to have to grab a foam brush and see if that covers any better. It really doesn't. So I'm going to I might have to stop my body and do my face so I guess I can use acrylic if I have to. This is the biggest part of the snowman. So, and then you guys, we had a launch this morning. Debbie X, I think it's called X, Debbie, and cute stuff. Got my order in. And if you spend $60, you guys, you get a free transfer. And it's cute. It's snowballs. I was hoping that I would see that mine got shipped today, but I didn't see that. So I went right in. I was in before 9 o'clock, or 10 o'clock, before 10 o'clock our time, which is what time the release started. But sometimes they start them a little bit early, and they did this time. So I went in and ordered right away. And I just ordered the bundle where you get the transfers because I wanted it to be expedited, because they will ship it out. They have them already bagged up. They're already in the flat mailers, and they just slap a label on them and out they go. Okay. I don't want to see any brush marks in there, and I'm kind of seeing that. I can always go back over it if I have to. And there's like a goob. I don't know why those are showing up, but they always do. I don't need chunks on my snowman. No chunks, please. This only has one speed though, Carly. I figured it would have 2 speeds. I got this shirt, I think, last year at Michael's. Michael's has cute shirts, you guys, and they're cheap. But they're 100% cotton, so you have to be careful when you buy them that you go up a size because they will shrink a size. They're 100% cotton. Well, I'm glad you can hear me. I have my microphone on. I thought I'd try it and see. What I like about it is it kind of drowns out the background noise. My husband came in last night. He was flailing with a cuss word. I just like looked at him. So I said to him at noon today, I'm like, whenever you walk in the door at the shop, just assume that I'm on a live. And please, please do not slap out your nastiness. He goes, I know, I'm sorry. He goes, I didn't know you were live. And I said, the minute you opened up that door, I said, I'm live. And he goes, I didn't hear it. And I said, yeah, because you were too busy flapping. He's like, okay. I know, I screwed up, he said. At least he admitted it. I might set this piece down and work on another piece because I really don't have to do anything with this piece. I'm just going to set this over here out of the way, except glue them together. But I could, you know, I really could just do this piece and this piece. So that gets glued together like that. And I don't see, you know what? In our other one, we got those sticky things, which I don't like. Not going to lie. I don't like them. They don't hold for crap. But I feel like I want to glue it together. Let me grab my glitter art glue. So I'm going to put a generous amount of glue on here. What the heck do I have on me? So tomorrow night, I'm not going to say that I won't be here, but I might not be here because I'm working at the Treasure Trove tomorrow till 7. And then I have to come home and make supper. So there's kind of a gap there that, well, I guess it's not going to matter anyway, you guys, because it's going to have a scarf across there. So I should have worked on this because that bottom part is not mandatory for tonight. So I couldn't decide if I wanted to paint my pieces white and chalk over them, or paint them the color and do the color over them or do the white over them. And I'm thinking I'm going to do the white over them is what I'm thinking. I'm going to chalk the white over. Yeah, that's quite a gap there. I guess it doesn't matter. I hope I'm getting it together the way you're supposed to. I've never seen anybody do one of these. Hi, Laura. Hey, Holly. Yeah, I sprung for a Ranger, and then I sprung for, which they were cheap, anise stars. Have you guys seen those? Anise is a spice, but they have the stars, and they are pretty. They're pretty to craft with. So you guys know, I have a gal that's ordered from me a couple times, and she's paying full price. And I just want to be sure and remind you guys about our Perks Club, which is you join Perks and you pay $20 a month. There's no quota. There's no, you don't have to spend anything if you don't want to, but you turn around and you get that $20 back immediately in spendable money. So you pay 20, but you get 20 right back on your account as a credit, like instantly. And so then you can just turn around and spend that 20. And that's how you're a Perks member and you get 30% off. You can quit at any time. You can move to somebody else if you want to. If you're a Perks member in somebody else's group and you want to be in my group, come on over. If you want to be in mine, if you've never done it and you want to be in mine, come on over. I'd love to have you. So you get 30% off of everything being a Perks member. And like I said, there's no quota. If you don't spend your $20, that's totally up to you. You get 30% off of everything that you buy, even the club. And the club this month is gingerbread houses and their ornaments. So if you have any questions, just send me a message. I'll be glad to help you with anything. Now, designers get 40% off. And the only difference between designers and Perks members are that you earn a commission off of, so if somebody went to your site and ordered, you would earn a commission. And at some point of earnings, you get 1099. So you have to give them your social security number and your bank account and that kind of stuff when you're a designer, because they're assuming that you want to make a business out of it, but you don't have to. I started as a designer for the discount. This does work pretty good, you guys. It gets pretty hot. I just wish it had a little bit more force of air. But that's probably why it's so quiet. I can just feel the heat radiating. So some of my girls were designers before they offered the Perks program, and they wondered if they should switch to being a Perks member. But I'm like, why would you? You're already in, and you're getting 40% off, and you don't have to have a quota. There's no quotas anymore. We used to have quotas, but we don't have that anymore. So they stayed as designers. I have several people who've joined Perks, and one was my designer, and she joined Perks. She had no idea what she was doing, and she ended up joining under corporate. So she was not under me. She was just under Chalk Couture. So she quit them and came under me, because you can do that. Because she wanted me to get and I appreciate it. And with Perks, there's also some perks. They also offer different things. And right now, one of them is there's a starter kit that you can purchase if you want to for $49, and it's valued at $250. So it's like the bargain of the day. Some people are wishing that they could buy it, but they're already in, so they can't. I'm going to have to pick up some more white chalk paint. I just want to make sure I have enough for my scarf. Okay, let's get this a dry. Hi, Cheryl. Oh my gosh, girl, I miss you too. You need to be doing something. You need to get done with that volleyball reffing so you can do something. I don't have nothing going this Saturday. Although John's talking about going to the game, so I might have to work. Unless I can get Deb to work. And Chloe's going to be at Harvest of Harmony in Grand Island. And Stella has volleyball game tournaments in Hampton. And then Chloe marches in Doniphan in the afternoon. She goes to Harvest of Harmony in the morning and Doniphan in the afternoon. So her mom was like, I told her I'm not going to go to, she goes, I've seen her march and I haven't been able to watch Stella as much. So she's going to go to Stella's games, which I get it. That's fine. It's hard to be the mom and be pulled in 50,000 directions. She called me today and said she thinks she got the practice jersey white again. She was worried about it. Hey, Holly. Did I say hi to you? I think I did. Hopefully you get your package soon so you can get started painting. At the beginning of this video, I showed my new files. I got paint on it right away. New Christmas files that came out today. They are so dang cute. Oh, that'll be fun. Which one do you go to? The one in Minden? That's going to be fun. My kids were back from St. Louis last week and went to the ball game at the Husker game. Hey, Cindy. And they went to Val's last weekend. It was kind of poopy, though. It was kind of rainy and gloomy and yuck, but they had fun. I love Val's. But man, it's expensive. Whew. It is expensive. All right. Well, we could probably set this down because we're going to have to do the scarf. Oh, that's awesome. Listen, I wish I had a husband that would cook supper for me. My husband did it one time. One time. And that's when I was gone for like, oh my gosh, I don't know, a week. And he was just like, actually, I was out to, I was in San Diego. I went out to San Diego for a week, I think, and came home, flew into Omaha, and I wanted to stop at Target because I had found a canister set that was one of Joanna's, and I wanted to get that. So I stopped in Lincoln at Target to buy that, and he was like at home really working hard to make a nice supper for me. And I was running late, and he was like, he calls his daughter, he calls Amy, how long does it take to cook a baked potato? How long does it take to do this and that? And I came home, and oh my gosh, you guys, he had steak and I think shrimp, and he really had, it was funny. And the reason why he kept bugging me, like when I was going to get home, is because he was worried. He wanted to get me fed, he wanted me to. So it was funny. But that's the only time in 40 years that he's ever made me dinner. And I was hoping this weekend we could go out to eat. But sounds like he's going to go to the game. And that's fine. I don't care. I really don't. I'll get a hold of Vicky and we'll do something maybe. Oop, I can't get my tape to start. Where's my thing? Right there. There we go. Just want a piece to put backwards here for these eyeballs, and all my tape's off of here. I ripped it all off. Oh, my boys cook. Let me tell you, my boys cook. I think it would be, not that I want John to cook every night. I don't want that. But you know what? I would like to just come home sometime and him have supper ready for me. But it never happens. It never happens. But I'm telling you right now, my boys cook. All three of my boys cook. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots for a mouth. I've got the 2 eyes and a carrot nose, and this is the scarf. So I'm going to paint that white, orange, black. And I'm just going to go ahead and use chalk paint on this too. I would love that. You're lucky, Cindy. What little town do you live in? I was going to tell my kids one time and I couldn't never remember. Now I have a friend, well, no, my daughter-in-law. My daughter-in-law is vegetarian and Josh is not. Oh man, I love watermelon. I could eat watermelon until I'm sick. I buy a whole watermelon and eat it myself. A lot of times I'll send parts home with Chloe. Oh, Adams, Nebraska. Huh. I did not think that's what it was. And that's in between Beatrice and Lincoln. Is that right? Oh, let's see. Where's a brush? Don't really need one that big. We're just going to get these painted black. "25 miles south of Lincoln." On 77, right? Yeah, my boys. I don't know how. So Anna is a vegetarian. Josh is not, and Wyatt is not. Mostly Owen. Owen eats nothing. He's got weird ideas about texture, and they've struggled with him his whole life, and he's 13. And he doesn't eat any meat. He'll eat hamburgers from McDonald's, or I think Burger King is his favorite. And he'll eat sometimes he'll eat like a grilled cheese. He's like no meat though. There's no meat. And he'll eat cereal. He loves carbs. Loves carbs, of course. And so Josh will basically cook for him and Wyatt, and then Anna will cook for her and Owen. He'll eat cheese pizza. He loves bread. Of course, he loves donuts, and he loves sugared cereal and pancakes, and he loves that. He loves that. So I don't know if it's that texture that he likes. I don't know. But yeah, he's a struggle. Huh, I don't know that I've ever even noticed. that name of a town. And John gets mad at me because the dog sits at my feet when we eat, and she begs, she begs. And of course I give her stuff. Good Lord. I'm not going to let my dog not have my scraps. And he's like, you give her more food than you eat. And I'm like, no, I don't. But I kind of do. I kind of split my meat with her. And he goes, meat is just too expensive to be feeding it to the dog. And I'm like, I know, but so it really irks him that I give the dog half of my meat. But here's the deal, you guys. Your kidneys don't process meat so well. So I've kind of lightened up on the meat. I'd rather have a salad. I'd rather have, I don't know, something else besides that. I don't crave a steak anymore. And I don't know why. I mean, it's not that I don't like a steak. I do. But I don't like. So he said, we're not going to buy a half a cow anymore. Oh my gosh. Dollar Generals pop up everywhere, don't they? Let me tell you what, the Dollar General here is like a godsend because our grocery store is just pretty much crapped out to nothing. Like, it's terrible. I'm telling you, it's terrible. When the guy before here worked so hard to make that something, and it is nothing. And when I say nothing, I'm telling you, it's pitiful. It is pitiful. Oh, I forgot about the hat. Gotta have the hat. Here, I thought I was doing good. He's got his scarf and his hat. And I think I'm going to do it white. I'm going to chalk it in Lagoon. That's my new favorite color. Oh my gosh, it did. Well, and we would love for the Red Cloud guy to buy our store. And they tried to get him to buy it in the beginning, but they said no because they had kids and he was like, I don't know how I could split myself between two places. And I get it, I get it. But now I wish he was here, and now he wouldn't probably have to buy it because it's probably going to end up closing on its own. And then you would have to. The thing of it is they bought everything on the inside, so all the coolers and all that belong to them, but the building does not belong to them. The building belongs to our town, to our foundation. They got the funds for it, and so they're the keeper of the building. But a lot of those coolers and things have broke down since these people have taken over, and they never repaired anything. So there's that. So I don't know that there's really that much to even buy, as far as innards. Because Tim did such a good job. He really did. But he put his whole life in it. I'm not going to lie. His wife and him lived there, or he lived there. She would leave at 5, but he was there. He was there from 7 in the morning till like 8 at night every day. And he made the comment when he sold it. He said, I sold it for a price that these people should be able to make money in the first year that they're in here. He goes, we didn't make any money in here for 5 years. So they were just getting by for 5 years. And then they started making money. And then they made good money. And he told the foundation, he goes, we did good. So, but he busted his butt. Gosh darn it, I keep hitting that. Gonna have paint all over my new little blow dryer. Goofball. It is hard for small towns. You know, when we moved here, we're a town of 900 people. When we moved here, there were 2 grocery stores, a hardware store, a lumber yard, a laundromat, 3 bars, 2 or 3 beauty shops, a dentist, a doctor's office, a pharmacy, the furniture store, the mortuary, a carpet store. We put that in. And the phone company on Main Street. Now the only thing we have on Main Street now is 1 bar, which is, you know, whatever. That's not a necessity. The dentist is gone. The doctor is fighting to stay. That's been a deal too. The grocery store, we have 1 grocery store that's barely hanging on. The furniture store is still there. The carpet store is still there, and the mortuary. Phone company moved, but they sold their building to our lumber yard. So that will be a beautiful, I'm excited to see what they do with that big building on Main Street. The laundromat's gone. The hardware store's gone. Cafe used to be here. It's gone. So we've just watched it go. My husband and I have watched things just go over the 40 years that we've been here. And when we retire, we'll leave. We will leave. We'll sell the old house and be on our way, which makes me sad because this I love. This is my happy space. My shop. It's separate of my house, separate of my garage. I mean, it's hooked to my garage. My garage is right behind me here. My car's right on this other side of this building. It's a separate entrance, though. Separate entrance, and I love my shop. I spend a lot of time out here. And I will miss that. And I said to John, oh, I don't know. I'll miss my shop. And he's like, we can buy a place that has a building. I'm like, okay. Because my laser, I would not want in the house. Just going to say, I would not. I don't know how people can do that. When I had my Aura in my basement, I'm telling you, and I had it filtered, but it smelled like campfire in my house. All the time. John would always say, that can't be good for you. I'm like, oh, maybe not. And then out here, I had it vented out a window because they said you could do that. Well, no, you can't. If I could have vented mine out the wall from day one, I should have done that, but I didn't know. You know what you don't know, you don't know. So I was in here cutting stuff, and I'd cut like 2 things, and my one friend would say to me, she'd come and paint, and she'd be like, can you open the door? She goes, it's pretty smoky in here. And I didn't even notice it because, you know, when you're out here, you don't even notice it. And so then I said, I'm venting this outside. So I called a guy, and they came and they hooked me up and vented me outside. And I get no smoke in here, you guys. No smoke. It's like I could cut all day long and no smoke. It's amazing. My husband would be like, you just had open heart surgery. What are you thinking? You can't be breathing that stuff in. I'd be like, yeah, I can, because I am. You can't be doing that, Sarah. He was so afraid he was going to lose me that. I've scared him to death for couple of times now. And who would think? I wouldn't think it was going to be me that would be doing that, but it was. It was totally me. I'm the culprit. Started with my kidneys crapping out on me, and then 3 years later, my heart gave out on me. Oh my God. And I was like a dummy when it came. Oh, I was a dummy when it came to both of them, you guys. I had no idea. First of all, I had no idea that your kidneys would even do that. Seriously, I did not. I'm like, who would think? But I'm telling you right now, your kidneys are a pretty sensitive organ, and you can't mess around with them. But who would know that? I would not. I didn't know that. I never in a million years would have thought my kidneys would. I just never in a million years. No one ever told me that you have high blood pressure, high A1C, live on Advil, you're going to kill your kidneys. I didn't know that. And my A1C wasn't that bad, but I was living on Advil. And then I got sick. So I was in trouble. Now I'm going to fight that for the rest of my life. I'm on a Facebook kidney transplant page, and on the I Hate Dialysis page, and it scares me to death. As a matter of fact, I left the I Hate Dialysis page because I couldn't take it. Yeah, we need to stay well. But who would think? This acts like it's warping. Man, I got paint underneath there like crazy. Just going to spread that out a little bit. That's going to have to be really dry before I chalk on it. My tape's getting hot and peeling up. I'm taking that off. That's annoying. That is annoying. So they tell me my kidneys will never, they're never going to get better. So I tell my son, keep losing weight because I'm going to need your kidney. My daughter says, maybe I'll lose enough weight to give you my kidney, Mom. I'm like, listen, I'm not going to be choosy. Anybody that wants to give me one, I'll take it. I'll take it. Because holy moly. Then I have a friend whose friend, his kid had a heart transplant. Can you imagine? I wish my kid could get one, but he can't. Isn't that something? Your heart has to be like absolutely, yeah, Advil for, yeah, shouldn't take Advil. Not a lot of it. Yeah, like headaches, and I just took it. You know, I'd get up and go for a walk in the morning, and I'd think, oh man, I'm kind of sore. Take a couple Advil before I go walking. I take nothing now. I don't trust anything. And if I get prescribed something, I call my nephrologist first, my kidney doctor, and I ask him, can I take this? I'm going to tell you right now, when I went in there to the hospital and they saw the drugs that I was taking, which was like, you know, everything that I ever took in my life, you know, it was written down. And they gave me a list of things that I shouldn't be taking. And I'm not kidding you. It was like almost everything that I was taking. Like even like my cold sore medicine. You know, you take that cold sore medicine, they give you those pills, and I never even gave it a thought, but you can't take that. That's one thing that's bad for your kidneys. And then Claritin. I was like, so then it came time for hay fever that year, the first year after, and I called the kidney doctor and I said, my hay fever's kicking in. What can I take for medicine? And he goes, what have you taken? And I said, well, I took Claritin. He goes, well, you can take Claritin, but you can take one every other day. I'm like, well, who wants to take a pill every other day? That's never going to work. He goes, or you can take Zyrtec every day. I'm like, okay, it's going to be Zyrtec. And I didn't really have high blood pressure, so that was never a problem. But I was a pre-diabetic, so my A1C was a little bit high, but it was that mode. It was the pneumonia shot, with the pneumonia shot along with me being on Bactrim that killed my kidneys. Okay, this is hot, so I'm just going to let this cool down just for a smidge. Then we're going to lightly sand it. With like 200 grit. I think that's what this is. This says 120. This says 400. That's good. 400 might be good. John said today he feels like he's going to live. Okay, I'm going to see if I can. This just, when you paint your wood, you bring up the fibers in your wood, and it just, it's kind of weird. You can just kind of feel it sticking up. So I'm going to do oh my gosh, you know what, you guys, I did the hat backwards. I should have done it in the blue. I'm just going to do it. That's okay. I want to put snowflakes on it. So I'll put the snowflakes in blue. And that's okay. But it should have been the other way around. I should paint the hat blue. And if I change it, I can change it on my own time, not your time. So this is just a transfer of special snowflakes, it says. So it's just snowflakes. So I'm just going to put some snowflakes on the hat. There, I got paint on that. I knew I was going to. Oh, well. I just don't want this to peel the paint up. But we'll see. We'll see. So I'm going to set this off to the side. So we're just going to stick some snowflakes here and there. I'm not going to do this big one. I want Lagoon. Because that's my new favorite color. And I think I'll just use this squeegee that I cut in half. So I want some of them to kind of go off my paper or my wood. And I'm going to get these little things that are on this transfer. And then we'll raise it up and do some more. So we talked about maybe going camping this weekend, but now if he goes to the game, then we aren't. And then my husband's like, we should just sell the thing. We're like spending a fortune and winterizing it and doing those things. And oh man, that's stuck. And then not using it, you guys. It's like craziness. We never have time. And now here starts my busy time for my craft shows. So he gets mad about that. I'm like, well, it's my time. So I just want to get those. And I don't want this to be hot. But when I put this other side down, I think I want a snowflake over here. I'm just going to try and squeeze one on there. And actually, they're coming out with a transfer that is all snowflakes. And that'll be cute. I need to get the heaviness off of there. I think I'm going to stick that one over here too. That one bled a little bit right there, but I think I can fix that. I need to dry that though. Because it's got white underneath it, you guys, I can just paint that out. So. That little thing gets hot. So I'm going to stick these 3 right in there. There we go. That'll be all right. Just going to try and get some of those little things on there. Kind of got a little crazy there. Anyway, I'm just going to call that's good. See, there's a lot of snowflakes on that one. So then I can just spray that, and that'll stay wet for when I go clean it a little bit later. Yeah, my daughter said she had hers already winterized. I said something about going camping this weekend, and she goes, well, we're already winterized. I was like, really? But you know what? You could still have some good. We won't be able to do it anytime in October. I guess November you're done. Isn't that the pits? That is the pits. That you want to do it and you just don't have the time. It's like, what the heck? I'm going to quickly here plug in my glue gun. Maybe find a plug-in. And I'm going to white out this part right here. It is a lot of work, Cindy. You're not kidding. You are not kidding. It is for me because I'm the one that loads the camper all up. I'm the one that does, he does the inside, I do the outside. So I don't dump the crap and all that, but I load the refrigerator. I make sure that all the food is in there. I plan out the menu so I have all my food. I go get all the stuff, you know, load it in, get the sheets all washed and the towels all washed. And I've got a hamper by the front door right now that from the last time we camped that has everything in there that I washed from the last time. So that's his little hat. We're going to put a pom-pom up there. I don't know if I have one big enough. I thought maybe nah, that's not big enough. But that's what I'm going to stick up there. I just need a bigger one. I might try and make one too, but we'll do that. I'll do that. But you guys get it. Don't think I have anything bigger than that. I don't. Those are all my pom-poms from when I had my ceramic shop. We used them on everything. So there's my little hat. And then I'm going to use our new buffalo plaid. It's called Modern Plaid Pattern. And I'm going to do that on the scarf. So I want that, you know, and I might wax that just a smidge, just because the other one stuck so bad. Again, when you wax, you're just using a little bit, and you really want to buff it in. Because if you put too much wax on, your chalk paste it'll fall off. Not gonna lie, it will fall off. So you really want to buff. And I'm going to take these things off because I feel like I want to use my ink pad around my nose. Let me grab that. It's sitting over here. I think I use Memento Luxe in Espresso Truffle. I get it from Amazon. And I just like to just go along the edge of my nose there. See, it just kind of makes it stand out a little bit. So I'm going to set this up here, put the old nose over there. Let's get these out of the way because we're going to have to fuzz this. Get the wax out the way. And I don't know if there's anything wet on there, but this is a size C, so it's a bigger transfer. But there is a lot of screen on this. So, you know, it's not going to be as sticky as the other one was. So I might just do that twice like that. So there's a lot of screen on there. And I kind of want this to be, well, I want it to fit. Can I make it fit? Yeah, it can fit. Let's do that like that. So all this white is going to be blue. It's going to be this, and where it's teal is going to stay white. So this will have a lot of teal on it, a lagoon. I was looking at it and I'm like, oh my God, do I have this going the right way? But I do. Wouldn't that be something? That would just be my luck. So that's going to be it for that. I'm going to grab a bigger squeegee to just get the excess. Because you don't need, I don't want those big lines coming through. I don't want those big drag, we call them drag lines, you know, where the paste is kind of thick. And then we're going to raise that up. Oh, that's cute. I like that. I like that. Wish it had a little more down here, but that's the way it is. You know, I used to have a lot of headaches too, and I don't have any headaches anymore. And there's a lot of things that makes me kind of wonder now, what the heck? Just makes you kind of wonder. Maybe there were some things going on and I didn't even know were going on. My heart, though, that was a shocker. Well, they both were. I remember I'm in the hospital and they do the heart cath and they tell me, John goes, well, they decided they were going to do a TEE where you swallow the camera. And I was like, okay. I go, but I just had one of those at Mary Lanning. And they're like, oh. And then they were like, well, your cardiologist wants you to do it here because they have better stuff here. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So we do it. And then John's sitting there with my dad. And they're like, I can't remember how he worded it. I'm just going to do my edges on my scarf. And he's like, you're going to have surgery. And I was like, surgery? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, because my kids had 4 open heart surgeries. I'm like, surgery? And he's like, yeah. And then the doctor comes in and they sit down beside me kneel down practically on the floor beside the bed. And she's like, yeah. She goes, your loop recorder was coding wrong, and your mitral valve is shot. And I'm like, what? So then all those times when I was walking and I was feeling kind of funny, and, you know, kind of some weird things were going on, that's what it was, but I did not know that. Okay, there's our scarf, you guys. And this is our fella's nose. And his eyes are on the tape. So his eyes will go up there. And I can see that I've gotten dirty on that white, so I'm going to fix that after, but I'll do that later. And then you just put 5 little things across the bottom for his mouth. Isn't that cute, though? And then he gets his hat. So I wonder how low that goes. How low does it go? So I could paint that teal and do this, the snowflakes in white. But I don't know. I don't know if I care. I'm like, do I care? So they have it down like to there. So how does that look on the back side? So it must be because I'm thinking to myself, okay, so this is a pumpkin on the other side when you do this. So I'm going to put some glue on this. So I plugged in my glue gun because I thought I was going to put pom-poms on there, but the pom-poms are not, my pom-poms are not big enough. This is backwards. They show it going this way. Oh my gosh, you guys. Is that going to make a difference? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I don't think it's going to make a bit of difference. And this, so I think this is down far enough that that looks like a stem of a pumpkin is what I think. That's what I'm thinking. But we'll see. We'll see here. I've seen the snowman side of it, but I've not seen the pumpkin side of it. But I don't think this should make any difference because I don't think it makes any difference. So I think this fits right at the, yep. Huh, that's kind of weird. Okay. I feel like it should equal the head, but it doesn't quite equal the side, but we're going to go with that. We'll see. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Man, it seems like that's down low. Doesn't it? It does to me. I'm going to push it up. Because you got to have eyeballs on here. And a nose. And then you got to have yeah, I feel like that's down low. So I don't even know that I'm going to do the pumpkin side of it anyway. I don't think I would. So I'm going to go with that. And those eyeballs. They have them pretty wide. I don't know if I want mine that wide. And they actually have them down from the, and I feel like I want my nose to go, they have it just like shooting straight off to the side. I think I want my nose to be kind of going up, going upwards. And the mouth, they just did the 5. And they kind of made a little smile. Just like that. That's pretty cute. I think I would put a big snowflake right here. Just feel like it needs something. So I probably will cut one out of my laser and put a snowflake there. And I think I want his nose to just be a little bit more wonky. Eyes, and I'm going to grab my chalks and I'm going to give him some cheeks. I'm just going to go into the red. There's that kid on the mower again. I don't even know where he lives. That thing is so loud, though. Okay, man, we've been going at it for 9:15. So let me get the bottom part, you guys. I'm just going to show you. And I could glue it together. So this gets glued onto here. And so that's how tall he is. And I could even put something down here. Like, I don't know, Merry Christmas or something. Not, I don't think I want Merry Christmas, but I want maybe something, I don't know. No, he's not mowing. Heck no, he drives it like a car. He never mowed with it ever. But he pops wheelies with it. I'm not kidding you. I've seen him. John's like, oh my God, that kid is popping wheelies. And he does. He pops wheelies with it. It's like, for God's sakes. But whatever. Whatever, dude. Apparently his mom doesn't care. He can drive it around town like nobody's business. So this is the size of it, you guys. I just hot glued that along with, so that's how big it is. Isn't that cute? I think he turned out pretty cute. So if we could have something down here that said like, I don't know. But I feel like this isn't going to stick. I put hot glue and glue. But that's letting go. So he comes over here and visits the kid that lives across the street, is what he does. But, and I don't even think we're supposed to have, we're not even supposed to have that. They're supposed to have like a license to drive motorcycle or drive mowers or golf carts or anything anymore around here. So I'm just going to snap that on there because that's not sticking. All right, so you guys saw how big it is. So that is the size of it. Turned out cute, I think. And I think we're going to call it. If I decide to put something on the bottom, I will, and I will let you guys know. I feel like I want to put him down on the ground, though. I'm going to set him down over here. I think I'll put something on the bottom there. Even if it says like something about winter, or I'll have to look through my transfers, see what I have, and I will put something down there. But you guys have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you all so much. If you want any of that new stuff that I cut out, just let me know. This is the collection. It's adorable, you guys. So I will have these ornaments made up for the craft show on the 11th in Sutton. They will be made up, ready to go. And I'll probably go ahead and have one of these made. And I've already cut out one of these. So I'll work on that probably tomorrow. So you guys, if you need anything, just let me know. If you can sprinkle me out, I'd appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Thanks a lot, guys. Love you all. Bye.